So, how much of Arches National Park can you see in just one day? We spent 3 days inside the park, and we saw a lot. My bucket list item for day one was Double Arch. Making our way in that direction, we left Lone Mesa early in the morning. But we did not go immediately to Arches National Park. We camped out at Grand Staff Campground along the Colorado River for 2 nights. But I'm not ready to do a video on Grand Staff just yet. So into Arches National Park we go, early in the morning, before most of the crowds. Driving in the entrance from Moab, it was just gorgeous. And the first stop was Park Avenue. You don't want to miss this initial hike on the way into the park. It is well worth the stop. And just a little tiny hint at things to come. On this beautiful morning, as the sun had begun to rise, we were at the very top of the trail, at the top of this valley, looking down, and wow, what a scene. It was just absolutely gorgeous. So do take this trail early in the morning before it gets too hot and when the sun is just barely starting to hit all the different formations. And at the bottom of the trail, I had suggested to Kelly that she just continue on to Courthouse Towers. I made my way back up to the parking lot for Park Avenue, where the truck was, and then drove down to pick her up at the bottom. Court Towers are impressive, massive, freestanding monoliths. So save some time to stop and appreciate them. And from this location, you can see the first arch that presents itself. Baby Arch. And was there a more massive arch here at one time? No one knows. And the next stop was Balanced Rock, leaving you to wonder, how does that thing stay up? It's gonna fall. Is it gonna fall now? No. It's been there for a while.
Whoa.
Whoa.
I hope it doesn't fall now. Be like ants, man. They'd be squished.
And in this little trail, you get to walk all the way around this feature before making your way to the windows and to Double Arch. We're at the aptly named Arches National Park. Cool, huh? Double Arch was the first stop for us. And for this trail, I'm going to need the macro lens. Now to see an arch, that is really cool. But to see 2 of them coming off of one pillar, now that is something else. Now you're really getting an idea of why you came here. You're seeing hints of arches all over the place. And some of these features are unmistakably impressive. And I've learned my lesson that when you come to places like this, you really do got to bring the good camera. You want to get all those details. And if you can get there at the right time of day, before the sun bleaches everything out, even better. Now, some of these theories as to how places like Double Arch formed, well, it makes sense. The pothole theory. And there's plenty other arches in the park that seem to support this very theory. It's a place I've been wanting to get to for a very long time. It's breathtaking, isn't it? To get to this point, the Double Arch, I mean, yeah, I'm a little giddy. And when you're here, you'll want to go to the other side of the parking lot. The Windows Loop Trail. There's 3 of them. North window, south window, and turret window. Then we headed to Panorama Point. And is it worth a stop? If you got the time, yeah, I'd stop there. It is a really good spot to get a really good panoramic view. And for this location, I used my Canon 1855 lens and the 300 zoom lens. Both came in handy. It bore a very strong resemblance to parts of the park that we could see when we were camping out over at Klondike Bluffs. We were getting very close to our campsite at Devil's Garden. One stop along the way we wanted to check out was Sand Dune Arch. And it's a really nice hike just to even get to it. Short hike, but beautiful. There's a large parking lot, but it was taken up with a lot of visitors. But there was a lot of people taking up spaces intended for RVs, so there was no place for us. We had to actually go into the Devil's Garden loop to come back around. But on the way, we checked out Skyline Arch. Started that feature over there. That's cool. I don't see people getting up into that arch. That'd be quite a climb. But that's Skyline Arch. Pretty well named, huh? And the beautiful area around it. Wow. It's one of the lesser known arches, but that makes it really easy to get some good shots of it. No crowds, really easy short hike, and a safe hike. One of the things that makes the Sand Dune Arch worth checking out is the hike to get there. And this is the way to get there. How cool is that?
Slats Canyon between the fence. So fun.
This is a crowded trail right here. It took a little effort not to get other people in the shot. What a cool walk this is to get there. It's pretty saturated by the sun right now. So this short hike is best seen earlier, before the crowds get there and before the sun gets too intense. It's not the most grand arch in the park, but the short hike, the safe hike, and the fact that the short little hike into the canyon is just so gorgeous, that makes it worth it. It's cave-ish.
Cave-ish, yeah.
Doing great.
Yeah, that part's probably not safe to drive on that part.
Well, you can keep going, but what it comes down to is how bad do you want to? Basically, you're going to scramble over those rocks, maybe under them. But still, what a nice canyon to be in. Once we got established and parked at our campsite, it was time to head in to check out Pine Tree Arch, and it was just beautiful. Short enough hike, well worth it.
Did you take a picture of that as backside of Tunnel Arch?
No, I didn't.
I think you should.
That right there?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure enough, that's the backside of Tunnel Arch. You don't even really know an arch is there. It's always a treat to see the wildlife when you're in these awesome places. So this has been absolutely amazing. We saw a few really nice arches, and we're going to be back because we have yet to see Delicate Arch. There's
Landscape arches on this.
Landscape Arch.
Yeah.
That's right. The landscape arch seems a little more delicate to me than the so-named Delicate Arch.
Exactly. Yeah. So in the park earlier on, there was this feature called the Three Gossips, and I couldn't quite figure out which feature it was. And it's not this, but to me, this looks like Three Gossips. So, I found it in another part of the park.
It all started, with, don't tell anyone, okay? What we have here looks like a shark fin to me. And that, poking out there, looks like a shark.
Yes, it does.
You know what it's like when you're in places like this. There's just awesome, incredible elements of creation everywhere you look. So Kelly was able to reserve for us 3 consecutive nights of camping in 3 different sites.
Sunrise, heading to
Delicate Arch, the most famous natural arch in the world, I think. So it turns out that you can't start in portrait mode and then just rotate the camera and have it flip to landscape mode. And with the software I'm using, I haven't figured out how to flip it back. But this is the next morning anyways, so this is the end of day 1 in Arches National Park. Next video is going to be, of course, day 2.